Welcome to another week of Worse Than 10. What week is this?
Week 13.
Week 13. My name is Reid Jolly. This is Daniel Giannis. First, we'd like to say our hearts go out to the people in Southern California. There's active domestic terrorism in Southern California. There were 14 casualties earlier today. So if you're watching this, hopefully it's after that incident, I'm sure. Our hearts go out to those families and those people that were lost. Probably not Raiders fans that did that, but so we want to mention that first before we start the show. With that said, we'll start the show. How'd you do this week in fantasy?
I lost. I didn't do well at all. I didn't win anything.
Anything?
Nothing. It was awful. Surprisingly.
I won. Oh, go ahead.
No, I had Drew Brees as my starter, and he gave me a whopping 8 points when I kept Phillip Rivers, who had 42 points on my bench. Kamar Aiken, started him as my flex. Didn't give me that many points. Gave me like 14. Jeremy Maclin gave me 28. Had him on my bench.
On your bench.
So, yeah, just
amazing.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Well, I won one league out of 3. I lost one league by a point and a half. So it was amazing. Not a good week for me. So this is, for you out there, this is probably your last week before playoffs. So this week, your last week to get into the playoffs or to position yourself into a better seed for the playoffs, to get a better advantage over the girls in your league or that annoying brother-in-law that doesn't know what the fuck he's doing. Is probably the 8th seed or the 10th seed or whatever, the bottom of your playoff rung. So this week, or this last weekend, Gronk was injured, knee injury.
Yeah.
He's week to week, but not out. He's probably going to make the Patriots playoffs, but not going to be around for fantasy playoffs.
Right.
So Scott Chandler, probably the hot pickup this week.
There you go.
Free agency. I don't have Gronk, no.
No,
and
don't.
I didn't make a move for him, but I'm sure a lot of people did.
Yeah.
Probably will be a great player in that system. That team does throw a lot to tight ends.
Yeah.
So Jimmy Graham, another tight end, out for the season. Patella tendon. We were not hot on him at all this year.
We weren't.
Did not like him.
We weren't.
Going into this year. That was funny. That was his best game of the year.
I was going to say that. I go, well, is the irony of it.
One of his only good games of the year.
Yeah. And he goes down.
What a way to go out, Jimmy.
Yeah.
Go out with a fucking bang. And now you're done. The kid replacing him, I don't even remember his name, but I wouldn't pick him up. They don't like throwing the tight ends apparently anyway, so I wouldn't worry about it.
Yeah.
Big Ben, Jesus, this guy's been beat up more this year than all the NFL wives and girlfriends put together. He is, the second he gets healthy, he gets in and goes down again. Whether it's foot, concussion. He's a concussion protocol now. As of this evening, I tell you what, as of last night and this morning, he had cleared himself and said, I'm fine, I'm going to practice and I'm going to play. He does it every time he's injured. He's like, I'll play next week.
I got him. He's a tough guy.
He has the same medical degree apparently Jerry Jones does. So they went to the same college.
How'd that work out for Jerry?
Yeah, well, he's rich.
Yeah.
But as of this evening, he has cleared the first part of concussion protocol and he did practice today. So he's cleared to practice at least. It's looking like he's going to start. So it's good news if you own Ben Roethlisberger.
Yep.
Whether you want to start him or not and get 2 to 3 quarters out of him again, I don't know.
Hey, he's a gamble pick.
He seems injury prone.
I don't know. He might, tweak something in the second quarter, go out, and then there goes fantasy points.
I tell you what, I do own him. I kind of want to start him. I need him now. So I don't know. Josh McCown, out for the season. He was kind of a spotty good play at times. So
I liked him. I really did. kind of going down. I think that actually does affect.
He was the guy you loved to throw to Barnage and to your guy,
Travis Benjamin.
If you had he was the guy. And now it's Austin Davis because they refused to start Johnny Manziel.
Yeah.
So Austin Davis, which funny stat we found out since the reintroduced into the league, the Browns in 1999. This will make the 24th starting quarterback for the Browns.
God.
24 starting quarterbacks.
Yeah.
And since that time in 99, the Patriots, one good example, have had 3 starting quarterbacks. The Browns have had 24.
Yeah.
That's pretty sad.
In counting, I mean, they don't have a franchise quarterback yet.
So next year it'll be 25.
Yeah. They're so bad. I mean,
they are. They actually make me feel not as bad to be a Bills fan. I actually feel kind of okay wearing this jersey.
Just like that poor guy who was recording the footage of.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
On YouTube, that poor guy. I just want to hug him. I feel horrible for him.
I have to show that. That's hilarious.
That's bad.
Poor guy.
So, another thing, talk about Falcons. God, they have just gone straight downhill.
Yeah, they have.
As a team and fantasy-wise, except maybe for their running back, who's going to be back this week. Devontae will be back. They did have a team-only meeting, no coaches. So hopefully that gets things back on track. I'm actually thinking of benching Julio Jones this week because they're so bad. He did have a great game earlier in the season against Tampa Bay. They're playing Tampa Bay again this week. He might light it up this week against Tampa Bay. I just don't know. You remember Leonard Hankerson, week 2, when he lit it up, and he was a big, hot waiver wire pickup. Everyone picked him up. I have not heard his name since. Matt Ryan just cannot. I don't know what's going on. The team is in disarray. So fantasy-wise, they're
going to shit.
A school bus fire.
Yeah,
they're horrible. Chris Johnson, Arizona, fractured tibia, was a 4th-leading rusher in the NFL going into that game.
Yeah.
He had, I think, he was playing for the NFL minimum. He was going to get $1 million bonus if he made the Pro Bowl and hit, 1,200 yards, and he was on pace to do it. He just missed it.
That sucks.
It's too bad.
Sucks for him.
Yeah. Andre Ellington, turf toe also. So David Johnson.
David Johnson's going to be the guy. Yeah.
I actually...
He's a solid running back, too.
He is.
So.
I had Chris Johnson in the league. I went to go pick up David. Somebody already had him.
Someone sharp there.
Yep. Somebody already had David Johnson in all 3 of my leagues.
No shit.
Yep. No shit.
That's... Someone's thinking.
Yeah.
Because he's actually not a bad
running
back. He's a good guy, especially if you want to get a good flex this week.
Yeah.
David's
so
to look at. There you go.
Got fucked on that one. So I had to pick up Duke Johnson. Not happy about that. Sure, I'm short running back, a flex spot at least. No, actually a running back spot going into the playoffs. And I had to pick up Duke Johnson and Amir Abdullah, my favorite. Your ISIS name running back. So, not looking good.
He made the list.
Yep, not looking good going to the playoffs, but we'll see. So
yeah. Well, here I think guys who stock are going up.
Yeah.
My man Jeremy Maclin.
Jeremy Maclin had a game. Jeremy Maclin smoked the Bills.
He did. I mean, he was awesome. We were at that game in person.
Yep.
Reid did not have a good time. I had an absolutely awful time in Arrowhead. And the weather was pure shit.
It was.
I wasn't 100% why he didn't have fun, but it was a miserable day, but it was a great result for my Chiefs. And Maclin, I think, is only going to go up. When they find him the ball, Alex Smith is starting to throw downfield more now.
Yeah, hasn't thrown an interception, I think, 400 and some passes.
Yeah. All the way back to game, it had been game 2, I think, 2 or 3. Something ridiculous.
And he's throwing
like
touchdowns
that.
now.
Yeah, I mean,
to wide receivers.
Yeah, so
cats and dogs living together. Holy
mass
shit.
hysteria.
Yeah, it's a fucking apocalypse.
So yeah, I think he's looking good. Martavius Bryant with Pittsburgh is looking pretty sharp. He's all of a sudden like kind of, I wouldn't say take the reins, but he's really been a dominant receiver the last 2 weeks.
Yeah, runs
So,
the ball, catches the ball.
I like him. I've liked him
reverses.
since the beginning of the season, but yeah, he's definitely getting some looks. So his value is going up. Been hot and cold with this guy, Sean Drawn, San Francisco, but running back. Carlos Hyde, with him being kind of absent, he's just going to get more touches. He could be.
Who knows if he's coming back?
I don't really think he will, but
Just a big fucking question mark on Yahoo.
yeah, he's another Arian Foster question mark. You just don't know is he going to play this week or is he not. So I think he's going to be someone to look at, especially once again as another flex or even as a second running back.
Yeah.
I actually have him in my flex for DraftKings. Guys going down, I also have a list for guys going down. Latavius Murray, he's not been too hot lately.
He's not. He's on the decline.
Yeah.
And got some tough matchups going. He's got to play the Chiefs
He's got to
twice.
play the Chiefs. I don't think he's going to have
Twice.
a good
Well,
day.
once for fantasy, for their playoffs for fantasy people, but and then once after fantasy playoffs are over. But
Right.
yeah, it's a tough matchup. So.
Right. Matt Ryan. I think we kind of mentioned the Falcons just a few minutes ago. Matt Ryan's been
dog shit.
The whole Falcons organization's been pure dog shit.
Yeah, hopefully when that team meeting took some accountability, and hopefully they can work something out and fix it. The problem.
Yeah. And I have Des Bryant as another guy whose value has to probably go down now that Tony Romo, Matt Castle, right now the starter. Yeah, we all know what we think about Matt Castle, both of us. He has no chemistry.
Des
with
is
Bryant.
just a crapshoot, but can you bench him? You took him in the first round. If you bench him,
really know
he's
if he
just
can-
going to go off. He's going to
Yeah.
get you 18 points, and you're going to hate yourself.
Yeah. So, but his value is going down. I think he will not
Yeah.
be doing very well. It's kind of like what you said with Julio Jones. Is he a guy you kind of contemplate benching? He's Julio Jones, but the Falcons look like dog shit. Dallas Cowboys don't look much better. So,
Yeah.
um,
But I don't think you can bench him,
Yeah.
though. You got to start him.
yeah, got a few play daily fantasy or play in our daily fantasy league every week. Some pickups. The obvious one, Cam Newton. Whoever has Cam Newton in their league is just lighting.
He's going to
they are
roll this week
fucking-
against New Orleans.
He's gonna tear it up against New Orleans defense. You'll probably see him with a rushing touchdown. You might see him throw 3 or 4 TDs. You're gonna see him light it up. Ryan Fitzpatrick, if you're looking for a little bit of a value pick.
Yeah, Ryan Fitzpatrick's done very well.
Yeah, so,
And that'd be a great pickup for daily fantasy.
yeah, absolutely.
Especially DraftKings.
Yeah.
Since that's who sponsors us.
Yeah, Thomas Rawls of Seattle. Didn't like him at first.
Yeah,
He just
I
gets
love
better
Thomas
and
Rawls.
better.
Yeah.
Thomas Rawls, another guy that I'm looking at heavily on one of my
Who might be the
games.
starter next year for Seattle.
Yeah, no,
Very
you're right.
possibly.
Value pick, Javarius Allen, who's playing against Miami, who's been a little generous at times with some of the.
Yeah, Buck Allen, right? The Baltimore running back?
Yeah,
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's his nickname.
Yeah,
Allen.
Buck, yeah. But yeah, and then of course you said earlier David Johnson is some kind of a guy that I look at. And then Greg Olson, if you're a tight end looking for tight ends, Greg Olson. But Travis hit the Quan Kelsey should be a guy that a lot of people should look at. Not that expensive on DraftKings. So if you are playing daily fantasy, I think he's like 5,000 or something like that. I think if Alex Smith can once again start throwing down the field, he's starting to find Macklin now. He's starting to find Travis. I think this is going to be a fun
Against the Bills defense,
game.
he found everyone. I think he threw a touchdown to my mother. For Christ's sake.
So yeah, those are some of the guys I'd look into. But yeah, man,
Yeah.
dude,
I got some pickups of the week. We touched on most of them. Luke Wilson is the Seattle tight end. If you're desperate for a tight end, maybe, but there's some other good ones I've got. Vance McDonald for San Francisco. I think he caught a touchdown last week. Scott Chandler, definitely. Go pick him up if he's still available. Duke Johnson, he's out-touching Zaya Crowell right now as the leading running back, and he's a great receiving running back. And now with the quarterback change, I think that the new quarterback is totally going to lean on his running back and the tight end. I think they're going to be running the ball a lot. He's going to be throwing to the safety valve at running back at Duke Johnson a lot. And since they're going to be totally out of the playoffs, I think they're going to use the rookies a lot, especially Duke Johnson, just see what they have for next year. I really do. I think Duke Johnson's going to see a lot of playing time. Brandon Bolden, he's the best receiving running back for the Patriots. I think in last week he had 3 receptions, but one went for a 61-yard touchdown. I think he's a good pickup for the Patriots, who's now short their best wide receiving option. He'd be a good pickup. And then I had David Johnson written down, but I mean, like I said earlier, good luck finding him. I think he's long gone. I think a lot of people actually drafted him, probably.
Yeah.
So,
otherwise,
that's all I got.
That's all I got too for this week. Week 13 already.
Yeah.
Just flying through it. Our playoffs start next week.
Yeah, playoffs start next week. So good luck in your playoffs, and we'll see you next week for week 1 of the playoffs.
Yeah.
And don't forget to sign up for DraftKings on our Facebook page or our website. All right, see you next week. Week 1 of the playoffs.